What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the Fox body content. Alright, so in today's video, we're starting the fuel system. We're doing fuel stuff. As you know in some of my prior videos, or if you don't know, we are putting a Cobra fuel tank into my Fox body, specifically the On3 Performance baffled 0304 Cobra fuel tank with the On3 Performance fuel hat. And so that's what we're getting ready to do and put into the car. So first thing we got to do is put the pumps into the hanger. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is getting it all the wires ready to go and getting the hanger set up so it can be installed into the baffled fuel tank. It shouldn't be too hard. It's only a couple wires. There's lots of stuff to do in this video, but let's just get started. Let's start wiring this bad boy up. So I will see you in the wiring section of this video. Alright, so here we got our fuel hat and the triple pump hanger. So we're not using all these. We're only going to use 2 of them because I did the math, and the 2 340s is more than enough for 700 wheel. More. It actually might be too much. And I would go through the math right now and try to tell you what I did, but it took me like 20 minutes to figure it out, and I just know I figured it out. That's it. So the 2 340s are more than enough pump to get us to the 700 wheels. Let's start wiring stuff up. There's my rant. There's my video rant. My rant for the video. One of those things. So we got one of our 340s. Then we got a hose for it and the 2 clamps. And then our screen, or our filter. This is held in by Allen. So let's take it apart and see what happens. So there's like a little way that this thing goes on. You can see it right there. It has like a little indent in it, so that's interesting to know. Alright, so first off, let's open this up. So then we got all our fittings. And it's just a little barb fitting. That's all it is. And it comes with O-rings. So we will oil up those O-rings and call it a day if I can get it on. Just like that, all of the nozzles are installed. But we still got to get the plug for this one, which we will find out later on. Okay, so we got the first pump in. I measured the little, whatever this is called, and I got it. It's like perfect height right now. It's just enough so it's not touching the bottom, but it's right there at the bottom. So it's all in, and it's looking kind of nice. So now we got to take it back apart so we can put the other one on. That was easy. Something's gonna happen. Something bad is gonna happen. So we got it put together. There's the wires on the top. So these are just the pump wires. We still got to do the fuel level sensor, but here it is. Both of them are plugged in. I got the little clamps on. Got both the filters on. So it's looking good. So we just need to get that plug. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put the 2 O-ring fittings on the front, and then we'll put the fuel level sensor on, and then we should be done. So one of the things I thought was kind of funky was this thing is you're supposed to run a ground to it, but you just slap a ground on somewhere. They didn't make a wire for it, which I always thought is just thought was odd. I don't know why they didn't put a wire with it. So there's my TED talk. So let's put the O-ring fittings on first and then do that fuel level sensor. But first, check out electric barbering. Oh, I need a coffee. Woo! Alright, so we put the 2 little, all I did was put those 2 new, the feed and the return. I pointed those out backwards. All I did was put the feed and return fittings on, and then I found out I went to go put the sensor on, and there's no hardware anywhere for this. I believe me, I checked like 20 times. And so no hardware. That's the first thing. And then the second, well, that's mainly it, to be honest. I can't do anything without the hardware. I can't mount it or nothing. So, and then you gotta figure out how to ground it. So you gotta put a ground. You gotta use one of these little guys. Yeah, ground it, I guess, which is weird to me, but I don't know why there's not a ground in it. So yeah, so we are stuck at a standstill, so it looks like I'm gonna be walking through Home Depot testing out different size bolts with this bad boy. Everybody's gonna be looking at me like I got a screw loose, which I literally did. We're gonna move on to the fuel injectors now and just swap them out real quick because it doesn't take any time at all. So, you know, I say that. I said something was gonna go wrong. Something went wrong. There you go. All right, so before we pull these injectors out, there is dirt and crap everywhere around here, so I'm gonna vacuum it up, wipe it off, just so nothing falls in there while we're swapping these injectors. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, you see all that dirt and junk and stuff in there? Pretty gross, right? But so when I was doing the wiring harness and everything, all that old harness broke off and got everywhere I didn't want it. So we're gonna suck it up and then we'll swap out the injectors. All right, so here are our injectors. Deechworks 18U, 88 pounds. I think it turns out to be like 95 cc. And here they are. So they're the EV14 body style, and then we have the adapters to work with it. So they come with some dielectric grease, or not dielectric, but whatever that synthetic good O-ring grease is. So we're gonna pull the old ones out, grease these up, and pop them in. Okay, so now that all the injectors are out, got our new ones, we got our grease, we are going to clean off the top of these bad boys, even though they're pretty clean, but we're still gonna clean them off and slap the new ones on, clean the rail, and then put the rail back on. We're just gonna take a look at all of them too before we pop them on, just to make sure they look all fat and happy. This one looks fine. So I'll pop out a little bit of grease on my finger, not a lot, just enough. All right, now we're gonna clean up the fuel rail and put it all back together, and then one side will be done. Not too bad, not as bad as I originally thought it was gonna be, to be honest. So now I got the fuel rail cleaned. We're gonna put some lube or some PTFE grease, whatever it's called, on the top of these O-rings, and then we'll slap this bad boy back on. All right, so all of the injectors are in. It's all mounted up, it's ready to go. That was probably the easiest thing so far. I don't expect anything else to go that good, but that is done. That piece of the puzzle is all worked out. So all the injectors are in. Check it out. So here, take a look. I mean, it's not like all super special or nothing. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Nothing too fancy. So we can't do anything else because we don't have the parts. So I gotta go to Home Depot tomorrow and get those parts, and then we can finish up the fuel hat and be done with it. So yeah, that's about it for today. I mean, we got some stuff done at least. What's up, everybody? We're back. We got our plug. This is a Dash 4 plug that was supposed to come with the kit, but I guess they were out of stock because we're only using 2 pumps, not 3. We don't need 3 pumps. That's way overkill. So we just got our little plug, and then we had to find some male connectors. Where are they? So we had to get these little baby male connectors that I couldn't find anywhere. It took forever to find those things, and so once we did, here we are, we're ready to go. So on this fuel hat, I got a couple things to show you real quick before we actually finish wiring it up. So the first thing is, so you know how I was talking about how I thought the ground was weird? We got the ground right there. So on the factory Cobra cars, they had the ground set up like this, but since we don't have a Cobra harness, obviously our Fox body isn't set up like this. So it's actually, see if you can see it in there, but right there, that is where it would originally mount, but On3 didn't make any holes or any thread holes, so you can't mount it there. So the next best place is to put the ground right here with a ring terminal, and so that's how I got it set up, and I wired it through the top of the hat, and that all worked out pretty good. So the next thing is actually the data wire, which I had to take forever to find these little male connectors like I was talking about, but I finally found it. So now we're gonna wire that through, and then the hat should be done. The other thing is this. I'm gonna leave the return tube on here. It's like 3 inches from the bottom of the tank. I think it'll be fine. So that's how I'm gonna do that. We're gonna finish wiring this up and then call it a day. Oh, and plug it up too. That's a big thing. So, all right, let's get to it. So we got the top hat done. Got our little fuel level sensor, our return hose. We got the ground for the sending unit. We got the data cable for the sending unit. It all comes out the top, and then we got both of our pump wires coming out of the top as well. So, and then our 2 filters, and everything is mounted up. Everything is tightened up. Whoa, probably shouldn't do that. All right, so let's drop it in the tank, give it a little test fit, and see if this thing's gonna work. That has to be like the most annoying thing in the world, to try to fit that top hat into the tank. So bad. That took like it took so long just to get the stupid top hat in the tank. It's like some jigsaw puzzle. So, but it does fit. You can't really tell because of the baffled tank too much on camera anyway, but it does. It's in. So there it is. So it's in there. It's gonna work. We're gonna take it back out and make sure that little I'll show you in a second, but the little rubber like grommet thing they give you, the knobs are too big, and it's really annoying. So that gasket I was telling you about, let me show you what's going on with it. And it's kind of weird. I think I might not totally cut these nubs off, or the alignment dowels in the thing, but I might trim them so they fit a little bit better. But here, look at what I'm talking about. So you see that? It doesn't, you gotta press on it, and it still doesn't go all the way down into it. So, see how long they are? I'm gonna probably snip some of that like skinny part off, and then so it can set down there a little bit better, because it just makes it so hard to actually press into the alignment spot. It's just for alignment, it's not for anything else, so I don't see why they gotta be so long. So I think I might trim them off. But otherwise, this thing is wired up, everything is ready to go on it. All we gotta do is hook it up and put it in the tank. But before we do put it in the tank, I want to get those vapor valves in and just make sure everything's good with it. I want to clean the tank out before I mount everything on it, and then we're good. But that should be really soon, but we're done with this. One of the things I almost forgot to do is put those US car to Jetronic fuel injector adapter harness whatever's onto the injectors. So let's get that done real quick. Alright, so they are all clipped in and switched over to Jetronic from US Car. So we are all ready to go. We got a good chunk of this done. Just a little bit more, we'll be done with this fuel system. So that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and we just got more coming. We're getting the Mustang build series videos out. We're getting this thing done. I'm hoping we're gonna be done with this within a couple weeks, and we get it going, get it ready to go to Willow Springs. That's the goal, is make it so we can at least drive to Willow Springs in a couple of weeks, and we might not race it, but at least we can show it off with the turbo and all that kind of fun stuff. So that is the goal. That's what we're trying to do. So let's get it. Again, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.
All I got is questions. I ain't ever hold no answers. Bet you sick of hearing lessons from a dude who got no handle. Yeah, all I got is questions.